Welcome back, Dota 2 fans. Game 2. Vega with a convincing Game 1 victory, starring a core Jakiro, safe lane Jakiro at that. Take Game 1 in 30 minutes. Empire going to regroup here, opt to take first pick in this draft, and we'll see what they do with it. Vega opening with the Bounty Hunter in that first game. MRP pod him here to chronicle all the action.
Yeah, same bans coming out. Razor for Vega, Empire going with the standard anti-Vega ban, which is the Treant, instantly banning out. Wonder if you're going to see something like a Jakiro ban out just for the sake of it, the respect ban, but most likely something more standard from Vega, I would say. They got away with a cheesy strat in game 1. Not sure if they get away with it again.
Yeah, Empire certainly looked a bit docile as far as a foe goes in the first game, and as we've seen time and time again, they certainly are can hold their own in this CIS region, and it feels like this region, perhaps more than some others, is very much up in the air still, as we see kind of even teams like Na'Vi dropping series in these qualifiers. Vega gave them a good run for their money yesterday as well, and certainly seeing to continue that sort of more momentum up against Empire here. Again, they're going to go for the Rubik ban, does Nix and his crew. A Tiny, once again, removed from the pool from Vega. Certainly taking their time.
Yeah. I mean, banning out Tiny is the most standard ban you can go for. He's just so strong. You see it in DAC all over. Every Tiny game is just a disaster for the other team. You always have to play around him. You don't... I think somebody called it... Tiny is not bad against anything. There's heroes that are decent against him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he just brings everything to the table. Insane pushing power, good physical damage, insane magic damage, burst potential. He's tanky. He isn't affected by stunts anymore. He can practically build any items. So no wonder we see the Tiny getting banned out. Yeah, there's the Bounty Hunter ban from Empire, and that was a little bit to be expected because the Bounty did a lot of work for Vega in the last one.
Yeah. I'd be surprised to see something like the SK or Tusk taking out here with Empire having the first pick. But Bounty Hunter off the table, perhaps they can get a little more done as far as roaming potential. Their Night Stalker really hampered in Game 1. Didn't really get much done for Yoku.
As the Willow ban. Of course. Vega does not like Willow at all. How could you not love her?
Fun to play, I can say that much.
Fun to play. Best attack animation in the entire game. Without a doubt. It's great. She has a little spin whenever you lost it. It's cool. Really cute.
Good voice lines as well.
Yeah, voices are great. If you ever get ganked, you press one button and you can't get ganked.
Yeah.
She's like a Dragon Knight without HP pool, but with the difference that she can't get killed.
20-second Slark ult, pretty good. I have to say.
That's decent. That's acceptable. Yeah.
Definitely a fun hero to play, and 5 abilities is always nice to have. AA going to be the first pickup for Empire here. We saw Dendi with a very wise AA pick earlier on today, but it was specifically into the DP, so we'll see how it fares in this one, but it's going to be the Prophet Earth Spirit for Vega. So once again, kind of this theme of early game pressure being built up by them, at least in the first stage of the draft.
Yeah, it's the same structure all over again. It's the Earth Spirit instead of the Bounty Hunter this time. They have the Nature's Prophet as the first pick, not even trying to hide it. They're just going to give them a pickup, especially with an AA coming out in the first phase from Empire. That means they are going to be extremely squishy on the lanes, and they don't have defensive support yet. They have a little bit of it now with the Tusk, which is a scary combination with the AA. Lots of winter-themed heroes already. Team Green versus Team Winter, apparently. But
yeah, I was surprised to see, I wouldn't have been too surprised to see these picks in reverse order, but they go for the Tusk in the second phase in any case. And certainly the Sigil and Tusk's entire toolkit really nice to have up against the Prophet. Once you get that talent for the snowball damage, you can kind of just clear the wave up, which is really nice, and always, of course, potential for saves. Going to be really nice for Empire to have.
Going with the usual standard, banning at the Beastmaster, good D-push, good pickup potential.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is all on the pushing strength for Vega once more, but it seems like Empire is a little bit more on the watch out for now. They're gonna with the Tusker ready, they keep their cards open. they don't overcommit to the strategy, even banning out the lifesteal, so almost banning the entire lineup already.
Yeah, and it already feels
last
like
game.
in the previous matchup, they were a bit greedy against what essentially was going to be a 5-man push to assemble early. And it already feels like they're addressing that by supplementing their team fight. They had a Night Stalker Witch Doctor duo in the last game, which can be potent in the early lanes, but isn't the greatest as far as team fight combination early on. And these two heroes certainly provide it in spades. So, speaking of the Witch Doctor, Vega going to grab it for themselves.
Yeah, good sustain in the front line. Decent, well, not only decent support, it's a great support right now.
Mm-hmm.
He just brings everything to the table. You have to have an insane ultimate, which is like a Crystal Maiden ult with reliable damage, you could say. You have the added benefit of that. You have to sustain as well as a cast early on. Prevents any rotations from dominating creeps and whatnot, so ideally you don't want that against Witch Doctor either. And overall, just a solid hero. Empire is going to respond with the Bat Rider, so they have a Nature's Prophet hunting hero.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, similar to the Beastmaster in nature, they also have the Tusk with the Sigil, and both Tusk and both Tusk and Bat Rider was going to say combo very nicely with the AA Blast. So certainly helps supplement their laning power as well. They can even throw the Tusk alongside the Bat Rider. One thing you can do to kind of counter heroes like the Earth Spirit and nature heroes that want to roam around and garner advantages as far as being up in numbers in other lanes is you force him to be in one predictable location. And if Tusk and Bat Rider can pressure the safe laner +1, keep that Earth Spirit top, at least they can have a beat on where he is at all times. So
Puck prominent counter against the Bat Rider as well as good against the Tusk. Nice against Ancient Liberation as well. He should overall have fairly defensive setup already for Vega, so they don't take any risks. They see that Empire is adapting to the strategy, and they just probably go for something like 4 Protect 1 again. Question is, with Lifesteal Banner, do they take up something like a Gyrocopter who's still in the pool? I could see that work, and it looks pretty solid.
Yeah, and it has, very kind of oddly been ignored thus far in this draft. Whereas it has at least been addressed in a ban in every of our previous drafts, it seems. Really nice against the Prophet as well, with the black.
Yeah, but it feels like it's a little bit not tanky enough for them.
Yeah, it does seem squishy.
Maybe they cheese Empire again and just go for an Abaddon. Just having that reliable Bat Rider counter and then just run at them again, just fulfilling the similar role that the Jakira did in the last game. They could run something like an Abaddon again.
Yeah.
Like, Puck is in the same position. Nature's probably going to have the same lane.
Void.
Oh, nope. Not going to happen.
Yeah.
Not with Void on the field. This is their deep push. This is Empire not taking any risks. They thought long about it, wasting a lot of their reserve time for it. But yeah, that's the pick they want, just so this doesn't happen again.
Yeah, something that was certainly on our radar when Dendi did pick up the AA, but that was promptly banned out by FNG and Team Spirit. So throwback combination here with the Void AA, and generally speaking, a Battle Fury builder as well for the FV. So alongside the Bat Rider can kind of keep the lanes pushed out against the Prophet. Still doesn't have the perfect matchup against the Puck, so we'll see how the Void fares, but likely to be a safe lane Void. So he should be able to gain a good amount of farm.
Yeah, and for the off lane, I would argue something like an Underlord could work out quite well for them. Fits the same role as the Beastmaster, has some deep push, isn't too easy to actually gank. Only thing to really watch out for would be the Witch Doctor Maledict, which you can build a pipe against if you want to. But I feel like they want something with a little bit more carry potential if this is not a mid bat. Might still as well be just the offlane bat and they pick up the normal mid laner, which should be something on line of a DK, of an OD.
Yeah, OD Quab.
DK.
Yeah.
I would Quab is banned out, but I would say DK is, while it struggles a little bit against the Witch Doctor, you will always have that Quelling Blade against the Nature's Prophet early on, and you just dominate your lane against the Puck. And Puck is a hero that really wants to dominate his lane. He can't afford to fall behind. He wants to get out of the lane with a lot of levels, with a lot of farm, then go to the side lanes and start rotating and getting kills and snowball into the mid game, which is really hard against DK because you will never kill him on the lane until he makes a misstep. Yeah, Death Prophet banned out from Vega as well. So this screams DK to me.
Yeah, so Vega gonna opt to kind of ban out the more natural combination with the Void, but certainly DK, no slouch in that manner, has a ranged form of his own.
Shadow Fiend could work as well. It's a little bit greedy, but
Yeah.
it would give them some magic burst damage together with the AA.
Yeah, the only thing about the Shadow Fiend is perhaps the vulnerability against the Earth Spirit, but definitely, as you mentioned, fits the bill of adding a little bit more carry power to their lineup. And it feels like that this 5th pick does have to, in some respects, add a little bit of a right-click and scaling.
The safety ban, the Brood is out. That would have been a horrific Brood from Vega if they decide to go for it. They would have the Chrono to counter it, but that is pretty much it, and Brood would have had a free early game. You could see a Morphling coming out from Vega, maybe, if they want to opt for a little bit of more late game. Just to have reliable late game up and running for them, and just to be safe. It's also pretty nice against the Void that you can morph into him. So it's not too bad. That's the Dragon Knight.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense here. As you mentioned, just kind of nullifies the early game potential of the puck. And can combo decently with the FV as well, can provide some vision with the Shadow Blade set up for this AA blast. That's a likely build from him. We'll see if Vega want to flex their picks here. Certainly Prophet and Puck pretty versatile as far as where they can go in lane. See something like a PL potentially working out for Vega here, putting that mid.
Working out, yes, but I don't think Vega wants to go for the PL. I don't think it's their kind of style, their kind of theme they want to establish in the game. I think they want somebody with a little bit better push than just the PL. PL is actually not good at pushing early on.
Right.
He has good sustain in terms of having targets under the tower to hit you, but you want somebody who amplifies your pushing power normally. And yeah, there's a Joker up there. And that's a reasonable pick. It's a little bit risky against Batrider and Faceless Void because there's that high disable on Team Empire, but it's really good against the Dragon Knight. And I can, Palantimos picks him up. Probably should be a mid Jarroy. I'm pretty sure they want to rotate him to wherever the Dragon Knight is sitting, so they have magic damage on the lane with the Witch Doctor. And Maledict together with Rocket Barrage is just so much damage they can't do anything about.
It will be interesting to see what the laning setup looks like from either side, whether they put the Tusk off with the Batrider or not, where Zayat ends up on the Earth Spirit.
All right, looking at the draft, I must say this feels like Vega all over again. It has some different heroes, actually 4 of them, but I feel like they accomplished the exact same in the second game as they did in the first game, which is have a dominant laning phase, then use your mid game heroes like a Jalri Copter and Nature's Prophet to never let the push stop.
Yeah, my only concern, I feel that if you can get an early 6 on Miposhka, then perhaps you can stymie the push. But aside from that, there's very little, it seems, that they can do to kind of stop the train that Vega will undeniably look to assemble. But, I mean, there's definitely potential for this Batrider Tusk lane to throw off the timing.
It's such a powerful lane, actually. You have to really watch out what you're doing. They don't have... that's something missed in the draft. That would have been an argument in favor of the PL being able to jump over the shards. But yeah, they're gonna look at the ice shards together with Firefly. So once this lane reaches like level 2, that's a high amount of damage coming out. And they have a little bit of disengage together with the paralyzing cask on the Witch Doctor, but it's still kind of hard to pull off. They probably put it just to dodge the side. He can jump over the shards and then put Jar in the mid.
So it's looking like he's looking perhaps for a courier, maybe just to drag the wave away, help his offlaner out, but I'll straight up pretty deep in behind enemy lines. Throws out the distraction GLHF, but no one thinks any better of it.
Yeah, just... we're all friendly, we're only setting it out runes. Please don't check your jungle, thank you.
Undershock makes his way up to the north, and will actually be caught by the shards here.
Seeds of fortune.
We'll just wait them out though as the cask flies. Ghost stick to pick up one rune. Undershock grabs another.
A prize.
3 for 1 for Vega again. At least they got one with Ghost Stick.
Behold.
We both know if you get all 4 runes in one team, the game is already over. Even if it takes 97 minutes.
Pull being executed by Zayat as we expected. And this should ensure that Blizzy not only gets some good harass done on Nyx, forcing him to time walk away, but also get some levels underneath the tower. Early on, it is going to be Palantinos against FN, as you alluded to, and he is going to go for the homing missile build against the DK, at least early on.
Yeah, that's just because he can always throw it out, and they have an Earth Spirit and a Nature's Prophet coming in, so that's 2 reliable stuns you will hit. So just stacking up the stuns, having a super solid early game. We mentioned it in a draft. They're gonna snatch up 2-3 levels. Trying to you see with my posh against the Yak already, just denying as much as possible, and then they go for the aggressive ganking style we've seen so far.
Yeah, Undershock up against the Batrider, as you mentioned, you know, with the kind of elusive abilities. Gyrocopter just a little less appealing in that right. So far, off lane for Vega has done very well. Already almost level 3 on Blizzy on his Nature's Prophet by virtue of that pull that Zayat's got done for him.
And I just find that Palantinos in mid lane, timing your home almost just right, so he gets both the range creeps, not missing anything. Really keeps him in the lane. He's still a little bit behind against the DK, but that's because, well, it's a DK. You will never deny him farm. He has Breath Fire, he reduces your damage. He's always going to get the last hits.
Just what the doctor
Denied.
Maledict gonna fly out onto Yoku, but Slayer, the one in trouble. Orb of Venom is there. He's got stick though. We'll kind of bait this out, but to no avail as Yoku will draw first blood.
Now who wants to
Not
be
TPing in the Nature's Prophet. They cancel their TP saying like, oh, I'm dead anyways. I think they could have gone in Yoku there and tried to trade out.
uproot and
They chose to keep up the harassal on the Faceless Void instead.
Yeah, Nyx underneath his tower here on the Void. 5-2 to the 11-4 of his laning counterpart. And now perhaps in trouble could be Makoshka. He's going to have to rotate down to the south in order to avoid this body blocking from the Treants. And attempting a full-on double wave pull here is the Prophet with his Treants. Kind of an odd trajectory for the wave there. So
Well,
he'll
gotta
lose
do
2
what you're
creeps.
gonna do. Get your experience in. He's about to hit level 4 on the Nature's Prophet, and with a disconnect. Cool. He's gonna finish up the face boots, and then we're gonna see the same stuff all over again. He's just gonna TP on lanes. They try to get pickoffs, especially with the homing missile. Puck on bottom is on level 3. He's struggling just a little bit to find more levels. He should ideally be on like level 4 by this point for the safe lane. But yeah, that's to be expected. You're up against the Batrider Tusk lane, so there's naturally a lot of harassment you have to deal with. Mid lane for Empire is looking really good though.
Yeah,
Level
side lanes
4
look great for
Dynamic.
Vega, but yeah, 10 denies on FN, and he's a full level ahead, even more of the gyro. So that is certainly kind of what's keeping this roughly even. But you see Vega with the 1k net worth lead, despite that lead in the mid lane. So side lane's going pretty well, but particularly the top. But yeah, FN getting all he needs in the mid.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be difficult for Vega to come across the DK in the mid game. No ganks have been made so far. 3 minutes in, no big rotations. I would have expected at least like one from Slayer and Zayek, just making some pressure on the DK so Jara gets his levels up. Even did choose to not level up the rocket barrage just yet. Unsure if he wants the homing missile or the disco flag cannon. It's skipping the rocket barrage early on. But I feel like with those rotations, they have Nature's Prophet at their disposal, so they can always go for like 4 people in mid instead of just only 3.
Yeah.
So we're on their way again.
Zaya TPing in top. Nick's a pretty difficult kill, but perhaps this Ancient Apparition can be aggressed upon. Poshka looking to soak up some XP. Will get level 2, and meanwhile mid lane instantly scanned down. So Palantimos
good game sense who made that call.
Sitting up on the hill. And yeah, he's been missing from bot lane for a little bit now. Undershock gonna have to defensively jaunt as he accrued too many of those stacks. Cask will fly out here. Maledict is there as well. Undershock has orb in just a second. Haste Rune is there. And yeah, he will be able to pick it up. Now Ghost Stick gonna catch a few of those Maledict ticks, but should be able to make it back to his tower. Meanwhile, top lane Blizzy actually going down. Waning Rift is there onto Ghost Stick, and with the Haste Rune, Undershock will find the return kill.
Creatures.
Yoku's rotation and did net a big kill on the Nature's Prophet top, it seems.
Yeah, the key timing as well. He just finished up the face boot, so it's not that tragic. But still, finding any kill right now for Empire is just slowing down Vega. Last game we saw Vega going off no one start. 7-0, 8-0, something like that.
There it is, the 4-man rotation you were talking about in the mid. Palantimos baiting FN up onto the high ground, getting a big kill on the Dragon Knight just as he uses Dragon Form as well. So that's going to be on the sidelines. And Zayat's TPing in as well as the Witch Doctor, and Blizzy off of death makes his way towards the mid lane as well. So return kill net by Vega. 2-2, they'll square things up here 5 minutes in.
Seems like more internet issues. Not good.
Yeah, so it's almost last couple of minutes kind of rendered this bottom lane pseudo mid lane 1v1 Puck versus the Bat Rider, and Bat Rider, you know, aside from the one death for Ghost Stick, doing admirably in this matchup. But yeah, did end up dying to
be fair, he really only died because of the haste. That's just really rude luck by the Puck and having the advantage and just running him down. The only defensive measurement the Bat Rider has against it would be Firefly and the Napalm stacks, which Puck can always get rid of. You seem good. Cute little play. Waiting out, waiting for the stacks to disappear. And now Ghosting has to actually watch out so he doesn't take too much damage. It's a neat matchup.
Here I am.
And now rotating in, Slayer has a cask available. Will catch the Flame Break on Undershock, so he's going to take a good amount of damage here, salving and bottling up in the fog. And Undershock forced to expend those one charges, and now mid. FN with the Breathe Fire trying to take out Zayats, but tough skills on cooldown. Earth Spirit will be able to make it back to safety. And while bot lane they do EP in and find the Bat Rider. And not quite level 5 yet. So, doesn't feel like they can queue up the push. But
yeah, they don't have that tool like a Jakira with a lot of levels they had last time on the safe lane. This time it's the Puck instead, and Puck is not as good as pushing tires. He's really good at hunting, be it behind the tire, which I like the pickup for. They can potentially find like someone like a Void or like a Bat Rider behind the tire and do not run into any trouble.
4-man rotation in mid by Empire CIS. Sentry, though, is going to find Miposhka. They do get the roll-off and the Boulder Smash, and the Homing Missile will finish him off. Up to the high ground goes Palantimos. He does not have the call down just yet, and with Ghost Stick rotating in and the shards, he should be left for dead. Zayats can only watch in horror from the north side, has a roll in a couple seconds. Doesn't look like he'll need it, but they do find a quick return kill on the Gyro, and if anything, Vega lucky to find the initial kill on the AA in that scenario.
Killing off the Gyrocopter while he's not level 6, that's a good benefit for him. DK is already on level 7, so he completely won mid lane in terms of both last hits and experience. He's looking at 40 last hits to the 18 of the Gyrocopter, more than doubling him up. And that's gonna hunt Vega in the long run.
Zayat's in trouble. Gets the kick back on Ghost Stick. And he'll be just fine for now. Meanwhile, bottom lane, the push is finally queued up here as Blizzy joins his teammates, takes out the trees as well, so that TPs inbound are very obvious. And it is going to be first FN's Dragon Knight. Flame Break gonna fly out. Doesn't look like it connected on anyone. Coil is available for Undershock, but FN a very tanky target. Meanwhile, Zayat's jockeying for position with Yoku.
Yeah, they have their own little battle, but Yeah, he's gonna lose the fight apparently.
Maledict is there, Boulder Smash there as well. Undershock. Gonna make it away from the lane as FN went for the Dragon Tail. Does get the denial though. Roll up to the high ground is gonna connect on the DK, but opting not to pursue forward. A very tanky target there is the remainder of Vega. In the meanwhile though, Nyx has been free farming to his heart's delight. 49 and 27 on the Void, looking to pick up that level 8 very shortly. And yet to use the first chrono of the game.
They have to call down now to disposal as well, together with the Rocket Punch level 3. I feel like with the first team on falling, having a little bit of more gold in the team, they should be able to transition into more pushes. Or is he Slayer? Slayer? You gotta dive this idea.
He was deep. Coming through as Zayats tries to get the stun off and will, and they actually TP in the Prophet as well. Yoku in trouble here. Nice shards, but the rolling boulder will finish him off. Slayer actually does make it down to the south. Now TPing out is Zayats. Dragon Tail, no mana for it. And even with the tread swap, felt like he would have been low there.
Yeah,
Undershock
I'm not even sure if he was in range to the low ground, because he got pushed on the low ground, so might not as well be in range, but again, really solid trade out, just getting a free pick off on the Tusk, making a lot of damage and just getting experience and building. That's what it's all about.
Full set of drums as well up soon. And just a couple of hundred away from the recipe is Blizzy. Played well both games on his Nature's Prophet. So the Dire side, a nice distribution of net worth between their top two cores. And the first Chronosphere of the game is going to be a solo one on the Earth Spirit for Nyx, so he'll find himself a kill. Content to just continue to sit in this bot lane and right click away. Top lane, excuse me. Mid lane, Yoku tries to shard himself away. And Treants will be there, kind of blocking him in for now. Cass gonna fly through, only one bounce, but should be enough. He needs one more right click and can't get there. And now Slayer in trouble, gets his stick charges off. Palantimos with the homing missile gonna connect onto DK, keep him back. And now Coil though from the west, or from the east, excuse me, and Puck gonna finish off the Batrider. In the meantime though, Nyx does take out the tier 1 top, so not all sadness for Empire for the last little bit. The Gyrocopter is still considerably behind the other cores in this one.
Yeah, that's their win condition on Vega. They need to get the treads together, drums up, and then just push with potentially even multiple drums. Nature's Prophet, Blizzy just finished up down. It's not as explosive as the last game. Like, Empire has a good foothold in this game together with the Dragon Knight being tanky, and then they have a Batrider, Faces Void, hasn't even done anything yet. We have one chrono in about a minute.
Do they have enough damage to kill Nyx? He'll get the Time Walk off first, and they will think better of it.
But looking at the net worth, they all almost tied up in the top spot. Both Puck, Faces Void, and Dragon Knight, and then comes the other two calls from Vega. So it's a little bit of a lead in terms of net worth by Empire, even though it is in favor of Vega overall. That's due to the supports.
First Magnetize used up top. They do take out the AA. And Blizzy and Zayat's present for that one. And seeing two heroes bottom, they felt, confident making that move, and certainly paid dividends and should get them a tower as well. Well, at least close to doing so. The Batrider is going to TP in. And can they get the denial off? They cannot. Ghostic unable to successfully deny that tower.
Trusty catapult.
Smoke going to break here as they find Yoku. They will be able to get the cask off. Maledict is there as well. Rocket Barrage, and this is a dead Tusk. As in the Sprout at nighttime, he is unable to find a snowball target. Meanwhile, in the east, they find the Coil and the Death Ward onto the AA. So a couple of kills for Vega.
Them, yeah. Not even stopping. It's only 500 gold they gave away, but that's still 2 kills. And now you're gonna lose the entire control of your jungle. Basically, this is Vega area now. You don't touch this. You just dodge to the south. You try to go into the Radiant jungle, farm a little bit up, and Yoku, you just died. Come on.
Yeah, mid lane again. The Sprout doing work against the Snowball. Orb will fly through though, and now resetting is Vega. Cass gonna fly out, however, and it might bounce nicely between these two targets. Up to the high ground though is Slayer, and it looks like he'll be the sacrificial lamb for his squad. Yoku with the DC mid-fight.
Awkward.
Undershock has a Blink Dagger available here. And the dire side do have vision of the puck, so they know. They probably will just opt to back out.
He's gonna silence up this Void so there's no Chrono coming out.
Call down coming through as well, and the Void is going to drop. Now the homing missile following Ghosted. Can they get to the high ground? Undershock jaunting just short of that, but they get the big kill on the Void, and this likely will mean the tower as well.
I find Slay on the other side, but he's just making space for the T1 to go down. That's just a Witch Doctor, even though it is a killing spree.
CIS with a two-man boulder smash from Palantimos coming through with the rocket barrage. Yoku dodging into the Ancients. Undershock up to the high ground. Could be in a little bit of trouble here. He's right on top of a dire ward. And yeah, he is going to get dragon-tailed up. The silence is just a moment too late from Zayat. Undershock trying to get to the low ground, but will be taken out. In the meantime, though, they do get the tier 1 in the mid. And Profit farming in towards top lane. Still, though, there is a Chronosphere for Empire as they did bring down the Void early in that engagement. So need to be wary of that on Vega's side. And Blizzy, for that reason, will back away.
Yeah, the Chrono is the one tool they have no answer just yet. They're working towards the Orchid. Hold on, F and bottom.
Yeah, find the cask. And a pretty big kill on the DK as the Gyrocopter now nipping at his heels as far as net worth goes. And Nature's Prophet and Puck in comfortable positions as well.
What have we here?
Poshgon a little warding mission top.
Yeah, I think establishing vision is really important for them. They have to see the rotations coming into their jungle over there, as well as going to the bottom lane over here in this area.
Oh, Undershock with a bit of an awkward blink here. That's the orb off. Coil is there onto Yoku. Snowball, though, will fly through. And a dodge onto that. Waning Rift. Cask flying through. Bounces over onto the AA. Maledict will miss, though, and Slayer, he's going to be slain here as the Ice Blast and the Walrus Punch will finish him off.
Sacrifice for a T2 to bottom again.
Yeah, in the meantime.
Constant split pushing.
FN going to jump through and look to cease this, but again, like you said, 3/4 of that tier 2 going to be taken in the meantime as the Witch Doctor dies. So Vega not entirely displeased with that.
Yes,
and
solid red Dota coming out, I must say. Just always in position, always spreading out, never having more than 2 heroes or 3 heroes in one lane. They're not even committing to any big fights because they know there's a Chronosphere on the ground. If they go for straight up 5 versus 5 fights, they're gonna lose against Ancient Apparition with the Faceless Void.
Valentino stepping a little bit far.
He doesn't even have the best farm, despite the fact that he is highest up in net worth.
Yeah.
He's still struggling to fight the Belfury.
Chrono does connect. Ice Blast will as well. And this is a dead Gyrocopter. Anyway you slice it. I'll try and create as much space as possible. And actually, the rest of Vega rotating in. Maybe thinking about this one. Now they'll TP in the Nature's Prophet. Go instantly onto the Void. Under the silence, they will get him. And Yoku will be the second to fall for his squad as 2 right clicks follow him into the trees. Undershock picks up the kill there. Slayer does get the Void pick. And Undershock stymies the push in mid lane in the meantime.
I'll take that.
So worth for them again. Just killing the Void. That was so close to his Demon Edge and completing the Battle Fury. Now he needs another 300 gold just to reach it again. He had killed 2 times now before his item timing. It's gonna set him back. And it's only a 2k lead, but it feels like Vega is much more ahead right now, despite the fact that it's so even. It's just they have all the T1s already finished up. There's only one of the least important towers in the game, the T1 for the Radiant, done for by Empire.
The seeds of fortune.
They're slowly getting pushed in, which is good if you face this Void with Battle Fury, but it's not so good if it's Mega Goose because the enemy team just pushed your high ground.
Meanwhile, Nick's bottom lane silenced up. Homing missile flying through. Cask is there as well. And they'll spare no expense to bring him down right underneath his tier 2. So perfectly timed to grab an objective. And they have a double damage on Undershock as well. Why not chip away at this tower?
It would be so huge if they force out a buyback from the Faceless Void or something. He already got killed 3 times now before the Battle Fury.
Jump forward, lasso, but a nice boulder smash instantly going to be there. Ice Blast does connect onto 2, but the Bat Ride's going to drop first. Gyro does end up going down, so likely we will see Vega back off. They do end up getting the Ancient Apparition in the meantime. roll out and a TP away from the Earth Spirit. Meanwhile, Undershock has gone deep for the AA, it seems. So they don't get the tier 3, but they do get a very significant chunk of damage done onto it. Unfortunately, won't get the buyback out.
So that is super weird for them. No, can't find Slayer. A little bit too far, Yoki.
And again, you mentioned kind of even before this point, the equality of the net worth, and it just feels like Empire just a little bit too reliant on this team fight combination, and Vega rather effortlessly kind of playing around it. So really hard for them to kind of put it all together, despite being, you know, similar in as far as farm goes.
Yeah, Empire's condition to win team fights is just Ghostic finding a kill or finding a jump with a 4-step or something, but he's so far behind he doesn't even have it at this point. So they want to initiate with the Bad Rider, and once the puck jumps behind him, they want to chrono over them. So they all stand in Firefly. But...
Oh, tanking the smoke here is Zayats, and he will end up falling, but Undershock, perhaps the bigger target here. He will be able to blink away.
Illusion.
Pops an illusion, because why not? See if he can bake this one up.
He wants to bait the lasso. But joke's on you. Empire already gave up on the jump.
Higher vision.
Please do it.
Higher vision
Please
scouting
lasso
him.
Please do it.
Ghostic's ready. He's gonna do it.
A little bit too obvious now. Yeah, it's a little bit too obvious now, you would say. He's gonna catch a stun and then realize it's not very. That would have been the play of the game.
Slayer, Shadow Amulet in hand, and a set of wards as well.
Bye, Slayer.
There's the lasso. Undershock too far away to be able to respond to this. Meanwhile, instantly TPing to the bot lane is Blizzy, but Nick's already there and ready.
Yeah. These are nice little pickoffs that don't really matter if you're Vega. You lost your Witch Doctor for 16 seconds, but with the new mechanic, how the net worth, how the gold you give away works,
Right.
It's not really important.
Gather round.
Coil.
Jumping forward, Coil is going to catch 2 as the Shrine was used, and the AA going to be the first to fall more than likely. Gets off the point blank range, Ice Blast onto 2. Nick's going to whiff the Chrono completely. Undershock, though, is dilated and is going to fall.
And now.
Snowball flying through. They do get Zayats as well, so Chrono effectively doing its job as it zones them to the most vulnerable part of the team fight, but Lizzie TPing in towards bot lane. They do get to 2 for 1. And with the drums, he will at least force the fortification. Does have an Orchid for Yoki. Ghostic is there as well. Oh, Snowball flowing through. Phase boots, though, keep him out of range. And
5 seconds to GP.
he's dilated now. He's actually just going to end up dropping.
Birth is a promise. Death, its fulfillment.
So a couple of unfortunate circumstances here for Vega as they lose some key heroes, but no real objectives taken off of it. And Palantino's still farming away.
Yeah, but Empire is really effective at actually delaying the game. It's 20 minutes. Remember in the last game where we were at 20 minutes, that was Vega taking all the other tires, if not going for the racks. Now it feels like they're not really far behind, but they're about to lose their timing. They can compensate a little bit of the gyrocopter. They have a better late to mid-game lineup than the last game, but it's still looking pretty grim for them. So I feel like their last chance is really the BKB timing with the gyrocopter.
TP in from the Prophet, jump forward, Boulder Smashes there. They get the Orchid off. He's got a grip as well, but he gets Dragon-tailed up. Waiting Rift comes through, and they will with the Soulburn finish off the Void. Death Ward doing work onto FN as his BKB, his pop call down is there, but just short of connecting as the BKB expires. Right in front of the tier 2, they will be able to grab a key pick onto the Void. So 38 seconds, no FV. Last outer tier tower being threatened here, and now Cass gonna fly through. Maledict is there as well. Yoku gonna be nearby his Batrider for a potential snowball save. And the Maledict actually does end up killing off Ghostic.
Yeah, Maledict. What a spell. But, yeah, that's a free kill. That's a free T2. I'm not sure. Do you actually go for the Ration here? No, they're gonna TP on the bounty routes apparently. Scanning it even first. My rune.
He was scouted though, was Blizzy, and it looks like Yoku looking to make an attempt on him with the Blink Dagger. He has Miposhka nearby. Zayat's though near for the counter initiation as well. Looks like both teams pretty weary of...
I'm not sure that Empire wants this jump. They already scouted out. Even oh, Slayer sees the ward actually.
His warding missions have been perilous thus far in this game.
He panicked a little bit when he put the sentry on, like, oh no, not again. I'm like, alright, Tuska's just as scared. Lucky me.
Yeah, top lane didn't quite go that way, but...
Yeah, it's rule number one, yeah. It's rule number one, yeah, when you play position 5 support. Always pretend you have at least 3 people behind you, so they won't kill you.
He did a good job there to intimidate the Tusk. Palantino's doing up some farming. He has finally kind of caught up to where he's pretty content with his farm. Up in the top with the remainder of his Tricore. No real major items to come out for this Void since the Battle Fury. He's still 800 away from that BKB.
Yeah, he got killed 4 times just before he hit it. He's still doing a pretty good job, but we have 5 cores being just completely even in terms of net worth. It's only really the Batrider struggling to and falling behind. He's skipping the 4 stuff, going for the BKB instead. I don't know what you want to do here. I feel like Vega needs to bring more push to the table, but also they kinda can't because if they overcommit to the Void without a pick-off, they just run into their doom.
Glimmercade. Oh, the roll. He missed the boulder, but oh, he does get the smash off, and the Orchid is there. Looks like Soulburn will be enough to kill off the Void. And it is. Meanwhile, on the south side, the lasso does find one. That's going to be the Gyrocopter. They blow him up immediately, and instant TP's out. Good communication from Vega as they get both of their supports away. But Blizzy in trouble now. Doesn't have any drum charges, and he will end up falling. Empire proving to be very prepared for that rotation as they take out the Gyrocopter.
I feel like they overcommitted a little bit with the Gyrocopter and Nature's Prophet. I think even without the Nature's Prophet, they would have been fine killing off this Void off. There's no defensive mechanic on anyone in Empire. There's no pipe coming out on anyone. There's an urn, which doesn't really matter against the melee damage because it's just not enough. He tanked so much on the Void, I think they underestimated their own damage.
Now Yoku in trouble. They'll expend the coil to bring him down, but Dragon Tail going to come through, and it looks like Zayats will be the trade as the dust comes out. And the body bucks from Miposhka are there. So Empire doing a great job delaying this out, playing reactionary Dota against this very pick-off oriented lineup from Vega.
Yeah, it's working out quite well. They have a BKB finished up on the Dragon Knight, already down to 8 seconds, so that's going to help them in every fight from now on. Void is almost at it as well, now buys it up, so 2 BKBs on the line for them. And Bad is working on it as well, so it's 3 BKBs. Once these BKB timing hit, what do you do if you're Vega? Then you basically have some physical damage, but you can't really burst somebody up. You can't kill the Void, you can't silence him up. He's just gonna pop his BKB and then he chronos you, and then you, sit in the corner and cry.
3 BKBs almost simultaneously picked up here for Empire. Still the Batrider short of his, about 900 gold, but 2 main cores do have theirs available. Puck gonna opt for the Aghanims build in this one, aside from his Lincoln Sphere.
I think the Aghanims is the right call. They want to zone the fight as much as possible. If they ever catch a Chrono, Undershock wants to sit on the side of the Chrono, jump behind the Chrono, and just try to delay the team from Empire as much as possible. Actually, call going through the BKB is a pretty big thing as well. Smoke up. That's a good smoke. I don't think they're gonna expect this, and they're so split up on Vega right now. I feel like Slayer
has to tank it.
Well, yeah, the Slayer.
Wow, Palantino's in trouble. Has a BKB available, but he is just gonna die here. Chrono even expended for it. Sparing no expense, they'll find a big kill in the gyrocopter.
Trader and Lasso stacking it both up. A little bit of miscommunication, but nonetheless, it's a pick off on the gyrocopter. Might get a 3-2-3 though. Nope, Fortify.
Yeah, Glyph is available in time. Slayer is going to make it out just under the nose of Ghostic. And Undershock continuing to apply pressure top, but doesn't look like he'll be able to really achieve anything.
I want Blizzy just to TP at a T3 and just finish it. Even if he dies for it, it would be worth. It opens up 2 objectives, secures like a future Roshan for them. But yeah, Evan is thinking the same thing. He's already scouting out the trees in the sideline. He's cutting all the trees down with the Quelling Blade so they see the TP.
Mm-hmm.
Go. Haste.
He's not gonna do it. Not gonna risk it. Anyways, we're passing that 30-minute mark where the pitching lineup really... Vega isn't the pitching lineup anymore. Now they're like, we need to survive the void until a gyrocopter wins us the game.
Slayer going to be able to glimmer out of mid. Cask flying through, jump forward, Boulder Smash is going to connect onto the AA, and the Wrath of Nature flies through. He'll be down quickly. Lasso, though, will catch the gyrocopter, but the Void is not in the fight. He's walking from the jungle. Palantimo's glimmered up, gets his BKB off, but still taking some right click now from FN on the Dragonite and is forced to duck into the trees. The Void, too late to the fray, is unable to really expend anything. And Undershock chasing forward, homing missile is as well onto FN, and it'll finish him off. Double kill for the gyrocopter and 4-0 for Vega.
Yeah, I don't know. Their Void was not in the fight and that completely lost it for them. Now they're gonna give away the Rage Gate. Definitely gonna lose that tier 3 finally now. Up all of them, I hope so. There we go. Thank you, Undershock.
Yeah, while the rest of the team... Ice Blast is ready, but it will be too late, it seems, for this roast attempt. Aegis picked up Palantimos on the gyrocopter. And a major turn of events in this one, going in the favor of Vega.
Suddenly 10k gold lead.
Aghanim's completed up by Undershock now, so, you know, overlapping kind of the full duration of the Chronosphere, and in some respects kind of negating the BKBs. Can't no longer give the cores of Empire, you know, impunity in these team fights.
Yeah. Blizz is gonna play a key role as well in those fights. Just whoever he singles out with the Nullifier and the Orchid Malevolence, he's gonna eliminate somebody from the fight, even with DK. Especially if he goes with the Blood Soul.
Bottom in trouble. Cass gonna fly out, and he's gonna be silenced up. Boulder Smash is there. Maledict will kill him if nothing else. Vega playing very safely as they'll take that pick.
Yeah, they're bailing out of this. They saw the rotation coming in. Empire meanwhile, they're gonna put Ghostic top. Liz is not gonna expect this, but
Dust just missed.
He should be fine. Yeah.
Already setting up.
Ghostic even has to watch out. If he gets Orchid up, he has to BKB. Look at Undershock.
Here I am.
Is he doing this? They have 2 catapults. They need to bash him. Nope. They're gonna lose the 3 rocks. Nice.
Great. That'll keep this bot lane constantly pushed in the favor of Vega to at least some extent. And they have a lot of ward vision in the area as well. At least sentries to ensure that Empire are playing blind. Meanwhile, top lane, Ghostic does get the dust to connect on the Prophet, but he's all by his lonesome here. Does have an Ice Blast, of course, if he is able to secure the lasso. It doesn't look like that's quite flying through yet. Blizzy looking for the TPO. Will he get it in time? He does.
Oh,
incredible. And now FN in the mid lane going to be caught out.
That's no Lasso, that's no Dragon Knight. That has to be a buyback if they decide to go for the push. There's a Nature's Prophet TP in 6 seconds, so they're gonna look at the potential even 2 lanes pushing in. Bottom lane is pushing in due to the range tracks getting killed off.
nullifier on the Prophet as well. If he can get that off on the Void or a key target, that would be huge. Has the Shadow Blade.
One thing Empire get going for them is they have level 20 on the Fist's Void, so there's that increased time or cast range, which means they can initiate from further. It doesn't fall victim to the nullifier as much.
Nullifier gonna catch him. Orchid is there as well, but it's just gonna be a zoning duo of use item uses for the melee racks bottom. 30 seconds on the sideline still for the DK.
I'm not sure if they want to continue here. They just got a free. Maybe they want to trade out the Aegis, but. So much damage on T3 done, and yeah. 15 seconds on the clock for the DK. Feels super comfortable on Vega here.
Solar Crest, Lincoln's buff onto Palantimos, and feeling pretty confident with Aegis in hand. We'll be able to hover away from the mid lane, where they take the tier 3, and in towards the shrine they go.
Yeah, free shrine as well. 14k net with lead now. It's just looking more grim and grim. Despite the fact that it's going a little bit slower for Vega. They have that late game option. Look at this faint retreat. They knew there's no vision. They've dewarded this earlier.
And now walking up the hill, or close to it, is FN. Jump forward, Boulder Smash will connect on the DK. They get the nullifier off. He can't BKB. Taking a lot of damage right now. The lasso will find one. And the Chrono does find two on the back lines, but do Empire have the damage? Palatinos still doing work in the front line, still has Aegis in hand. They do get the Nature's Prophet, but forced to time walk away is the Void. And now everyone running for Empire as Palatinos chasing them down, takes out Yoku. Zayat's on the west side is going to be able to find the Bat Rider.
Slayer run.
And Slayer even survives on the Witch Doctor. They only lose the Prophet, and they get 4.
Slayer got crowned, he got ice blasted, he got fireflied up, and he still survived.
Yeah, lack of damage is something that in general is kind of indicative of safe lane Void lineups. But, you know, when you don't connect with that huge ice blast, it really does feel underwhelming. And Vega going to take that second lane here.
They might even go for more. The thing is, there might be 3 buybacks, 20 seconds, but what do you do if you have a Dragonite and your Bat right up? You have nothing.
Yeah.
There's a less Sue when the Bat comes up, but you have no Chrono, you have no Dragon form.
Jumping forward, Nyx, last ditch attempt. Slayer in trouble, does end up going down. The coil though is onto the Void, so he's kind of locked in position. The Nature's Prophet, however, in trouble, is going to get the nullifier off onto the Tusk and the Orchid, but dies himself, and with the snowball, Yoku will be alright. So Vega gonna think better of sticking around despite the cooldowns being down. They get spread out a little bit, and we'll be content with 2 lanes for now.
Quickly as I go.
Yeah, at least they get something out of it, but still, I feel like Vega just needs one more attempt at top. We've seen it last time that it was with the Aegis on the gyrocopter. Like a pretty incredible smoke actually looking at the bottom lane. The faint retreat back and just reinitiating the same way they did before. I feel like if they pull something like that off once more, they just lock down the game.
I'll take that.
Yeah, but Butterfly completed on the gyro too.
Oh yeah, it's a great timing as well.
He's gonna get.
Remember when we were talking about the gyro being so bad in the early game? Yeah, he recovered really quick. Despite the Void being still number 1 in terms of net worth, but they're all evened up actually.
Plus 50 MS talent as well for that gyro. Could perhaps even be able to sidestep a Chrono. We saw him dodge it in the last fight, and he's going to get ever the more difficult to bring down with this Butterfly pickup. Puck has his level 20 talent as well, so he can split push pretty freely, even against the Bat, with the Lincoln Sphere and the extra move speed on the orb.
So if you're Empire, what do? You have basically 2 options. You keep playing how you do right now, and then you slowly lose your towers, just like in the last game. Or in the Na'Vi game we've seen, that you slowly chip away damage on towers, make you go for aggressive smoking, and I feel like they need to do the exact same that Vega did to them. Just go for an initiation, like a bit of a probing attack. Then they might get Slayer or something with a rotation, and then do a faint retreat and reinitiate. That's a good start here.
FN in trouble. Gets coiled up. Nice boulder smash through 2 is going to stop the initiation from Nyx's Void. Palantimos jumping forward. Undershock in there with a Waning Rift is going to have to get himself out of dodge. And everyone just dodging away from the Chronosphere. They'll get a solo Chrono off onto the Gyrocopter, and they should be able to actually kill him off here. And ending up a little bit too spread was the Vega squad. They TP out on the Prophet as well. They do lose the Gyro. It seems like they'll lose the Earth Spirit as well. So Empire showing signs of life.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal fight for them. They lost nothing. Yes, they did kind of gave away all their ultimates as well as the BKBs, but they gained the gem with the Golden Gyro, delaying the final push from Vega. It's interesting to note now there's still no BKB going on Blizzy. He is trying to go for the Bloodthorn first, go for more damage.
Seeds of fortune.
And just trying or offering to tank the less serious was the Chrono fight.
Roshan up in about a minute. So Gyrocopter and Earth Spirit will be back for that event.
And they managed to establish some vision on the map, and with the newly acquired gem from Vega, they should be able to capitalize on this, just going for more ganks. Knife finished on the Void. He's looking for the butterfly next himself. He has the MKB as well.
Look at it go.
He has all the tools he needs to dish out a phenomenal amount of damage.
A prize.
It's just you have to survive in order to do so. And right now, the only thing he has is the BKB. Once that runs out, he's gonna get nullified up. He's gonna get orchid up. So he keeps getting forced into using it because he can't fall victim to a nullifier.
Sitting at 7 seconds right now on that BKB on Nyx.
Slow gank. Zayek. Good roll.
In trouble though.
Find undershock though.
He does have the Lincolns though, so difficult to catch. They do have the Force
There's a
Staff.
Force Staff.
Yeah.
It's still hard to hit. Actually finds with Boschka.
Oh, the Dagon is there. Glimmer Cape for now for the AA will keep him safe. Undershock. For more, Boulder Smash will be wayward. But into the pit.
They're bad decided to fight.
But the spirit
They have to
is
TP back,
true.
their lanes are pushing in.
And now that they see Nyx top lane, this will open the door for Roshan for Vega.
One fast ration. Upson finished out one Blizzy.
Ice Blast gonna fly through, they jump forward, they will get the Dragon Tail and the Lasso off, but Palantimo still standing strong in the Roche pit, does end up picking up the Aegis. And now the Dragon Knight taking a ton of damage over on the east side. Yoku in trouble as well. Jumping forward, Chrono is gonna find 2 from Nyx, but he's all by his lonesome. He kills off the puck and should be able to get the Aegis as well. How much fighting power does he have left though? Blizzy over on the south side is still ready to go with his Gyro. And for now, it looks like both teams content to reset, but the Aegis was claimed by Empire, so the Gyro does not have that. Prophet, though, looking to find the Bat Rider, and Zayats will help him do so. With the Nullifier there from Blizzy, he will pick up the kill.
Timber.
That makes it a disaster again. It looked really good for Empire before, where they managed to trade off 2 for 2, even getting the puck done in the Chrono. But now you're in the same scenario where you have 2 of your cores down, and even if they had buyback, there's no ultimates on them, and you have no Chrono for a minute. So that should be, yeah, not quite mega creeps, but definitely going to do a lot of damage on.
Well, force the Tusk buyback at the very minimum. Blizzy hanging around, Bloodthorn available. He's gonna opt to TP bottom and push it in. Vega with the 1-0 lead. Playing rather safe here.
Yeah, really disciplined. They want to be the first team who actually gets a 2-0 win, right?
Zayat's nearing that level 20 mark on the Earth Spirit.
%.
I'll take that. Illusion.
What a great level 20. Still a hard choice though. The gold is good as well.
Wasn't Ember Spirit's Spell Lamp 15% at level 10 at one point?
Well, on the other hand, Ember Spirit is a pretty bad hero, so I guess he can use it.
He wasn't at that time, that's for sure. But
And
yeah,
then he
that's-
get nerfed to the ground.
yes, that's very true.
The frog gives, the frog take it away.
Dagon backpacked right now, level 3 on the puck. He has an arcane rune. Itching to use that.
Slayer finds Stiggy on disc himself, so that's gonna give him some sustainability in the fight, unless he gets thrown in again.
Interesting.
Also has the additional Maledict tick. Decides to actually not go for the Death Ward attack range, which I would have expected against the Chrono, but they're gonna go for Smoke Up themselves, and they have Blizzy potentially even baiting out. They can if they trade Blizzy for like for the Void or something, that's like a huge win for them.
Oh, he has a nullifier. Nick's hanging around. Gets Silence nullified up. They Lotus Orbit off, however, and now Yoku with the Snowball is going to put him a bit out of position. Nick's going to time walk over to the south, and Blizzy makes it away for the time being, but the Chronosphere with the extra range is going to catch both of them. Slayer, though, Maledict, Death Ward is there from the south side. Call down coming through. Yoku in trouble is going to cop most of it. Undershock doing some damage to the back lines as well. Nick's forced to time walk out to the north, and a blink away leaves FN all by his lonesome. And now Blizzy doing some split pushing in the top lane, looking for mega creeps. He will get Nullifier off and the Shadow Blade away. FN, though, with the dust is going to find him. That is a buyback expended on the Dragon Knight.
It is a dieback on the Nature's Prophet, however, but the entire team is now rotating in. I think they're gonna all in on this Rax.
Jump forward, Waning Rift going to connect onto 2. They know the BKBs are down, so the Boulder Smash flies through onto FN. They get the cask off. Palantino's just hitting buildings, and will be able to secure it. And Undershock simply, as his tag says, creating some cyberspace for his squad. Mega creeps secured here a lot later than they were in the previous affair by Vega, but nonetheless, sub 45 minutes are going to secure megas.
And Empire has no lineup to effectively defend against this. They have a Battle of Fury on the Faceless Void, which is 3, but they don't have that big push out potential. They can't really just run down a mid lane, because again, you're up against the Nature's Prophet. You know what happens if your entire team is not in your base and they're screwed in it. Like, you will always force somebody back with the Nature's Prophet. He's only level 20 yet. Didn't go for the attack speed, but he should be reaching level 25 in a reasonable amount of time. We still got 40 minutes to go, right?
Don't say it, man. I can't do 2 of those in one day. Woke up at 7 a.m. for this, but no, I mean, yeah, this is.
Oh, I feel you. I'm so sorry for you.
This is looking grim, man. Hey, man, I have, we're esports people. I haven't seen 7 a.m. in months. But, saw it this morning. It's kind of nice, Sun's out these days. In Canada, the sun doesn't come out at 7 a.m. For most of the year, so it's a nice sight to see.
Yeah, it's the same here. Not as extreme, but anyways.
All the lanes going to be
Fishing
shoved in, simultaneously here from Empire, and as you mentioned, they really only have 1 hero to hit creeps for Empire's side, unless they expend Dragon Form, so just playing it safe is Vega.
The seeds of fortune.
2 minutes for Roche, but likely to make an attempt before then. 7,000 gold on the Palantino's Gyro, so he can full on buy this Bloodthorn if he so pleases, one that he's got queued up. Meanwhile, top lane Nullifier is going to catch the Dragon Knight. Maledict is there. They will Lotus him, and he'll get the BKB off. Takes a lot of damage in the meantime, though, and maybe this is the opening they need with no BKB. The changed BKB cooldown.
So many treants. Send help. Look at this split. Beautiful. They have vision everywhere. It's like they're having a Treant Protector in the game. Just vision everywhere.
Undershock looking for his opening, and it's actually going to be opened on by Ghostic. They get the lasso off. There's no counter initiation just yet as he has the BKB. Chrono is going to be on to 1, and Zayats actually walks into it. Call down will connect onto the backsline. Nick's going to have his BKB expire here, but he does that to time walk up into the high ground. The Nature's Prophet's a little bit late to the fray, but they bring down Ghostic with the Boulder Smash. And now Palantimos looking to take out FN and Yoku, and he'll do so successfully, neither of which have buyback. 3 heroes on the sidelines, no buyback for any of them. The Void goes down to a 1200 damage crit with the freshly picked up Daedalus by Palantimos, and he is the only one with buyback. Nullifier comes through. Blizzy gonna just stand tall and fight, and despite dying, will help end the game for his team. Zayat's gonna jump for the fountain dive. Gets the Yules off in time, but he's gonna, well, not quite die to the fountain. Slayer will do the deed as he has done all game, and Vega will take a 2-0 victory, punching their ticket to face Na'Vi. And winner of that game that happens tomorrow will face Spirit in the finals. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the cast all day. Thank you to Potom, of course, for joining me and saving me from all the flame. Potom, any last words for the fans?
Well, go Sharks. Told you.
There you go. Unbiased cast confirmed. If you enjoyed the cast, guys, you can follow myself over on Twitter at MRPDota. You can follow my lovely and insightful co-caster over at Potom_Moon. All in the title. Be sure to follow at Beyond the Summit as well for all things Dota 2. Hope you guys enjoy DAC tonight. We'll be back again tomorrow. Same time, same place, twitch.tv/Beyond the Summit, 8 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And that will be for 2 series to round out these qualifiers. Best of 3 lower bracket final and the best of 5 grand final featuring Spirit awaiting the winner of Na'Vi versus Vega. Hope you guys enjoyed. All the best. Talk to you soon.